Okay, everyone, this is some awesome footage here. As we move in on the moon here, you'll see one of the monolith makers in between the moon and the Earth. And also, I'm going to add a special effects here that will help enhance the effect. There we go. This is a very mild contrast sharpen filter, which will bring out the color and also enhance the sharpness of the contrast sharpness. So you can actually see the effect as the monolith makers that are on the other side of the moon right now, which you're not looking at, you can see the spraying effect of light and how light is actually carried on its way over top of the moon. It's not carried very far, as you can see. But as the dark matter and the light matter mix together, as the moon drops out of position, the light ship or monolith maker also, which is just one that's out of place right now. He shouldn't be where he is, but he is. And as the moon drops, as my camcorder is basically setting still, and it's just on free fall because the moon's going down now as the sun is following it, basically. And you can literally really see the effect good. It's incredible. What you're seeing here is the way sunlight really travels in our solar system. This is not a defect or an overexposure. My camera is focused up away from the sunlight, or the direct glare from the moon. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be able to see this effect until I get in very close and move away from the areas of the light. It's just incredible the way this is working out for me tonight. This is like the best birthday present a man could ever ask for. I didn't get to actually go out and film on my birthday, but I had to wait until the 11th to go out and get this footage. But as the moon's dropping, you can see that it's actually having to kind of race to keep up with it. And it's going to take off here pretty quick, because it shouldn't be where it's at. But I'm going to have some other enhancements and some close-ups here for you also to check out, so you can actually see the internal mechanisms of this craft before it shoots off back to the sun. Yeah, that's right, you heard me. These things live in our sun, and they're creating a good majority of what I can view as our stars that come out at night also. Yeah, we're being lied to hard. What you're seeing is not distraction or noise. If you've watched my earlier video, 2011 Disclosure, The Monolith Makers by Dan1UC, you will understand more about what I'm telling you about now. You couldn't see very well because of the way I was filming it that night and the direction that the moon was facing. But when the moon is falling away as it follows the sun, it's much easier to catch this effect on film, as you're seeing right now. You need at least a 2000x, 2500x. Well, I've had a problem with those camcorders. I don't know if they were brought out as a result of the quality of the 2000x's, but they seem to blow up, swell up, like they suck in the light and cause you to have to re-establish a focus of looking directly at the glare in order to maintain any kind of focal point. But this camera, I love it. It works great for capturing this effect. You can see it racing by, and as this one here is also doing the same thing from its dark matter chambers on the top and the bottom, and the ones that are on the side. It blasts out multicolored light at the speed of light, or whatever light actually travels in dark matter that is between us and the moon. And it is this spraying effect that actually allows you to even be able to see the moon. I know that sounds crazy for a lot of people that think that space is an empty, open vacuum, but no one's ever really proven that And they don't pan that camera around enough up on that space station to even justify their own claims themselves. You know, like maybe a good idea would be to bring that baby up and, you know, pan her around when the moon and the sun are coming around the edge of the earth at the same time so we could get a glimpse, maybe put a little filter on there. But it's getting ready here. It's already down over the visible horizon in front of the moon now, as you can see. It's kind of hard, like I said, with the storm that they create. You know, you can see the wave effect actually moving towards the screen because I got him centered now more away from the splash effect that's being created off to the right from all the thousands of them that are in orbit around the moon. And this is how light is carried. It's brought to us. I mean, the sun is literally, whether you want to accept it or not, I have visual proof, and that's going to be in my next video, that the sun and the moon are the same size. Soho cameras actually show you, you know, just with their glare. I'm not talking about the ones with the bullseye in it, where it blacks out the center of the sun. You look at the fire that they say it's actually energy that these things are creating on the sun. The sun is just a giant ball of black matter, and they built a hive all the way around it, just like you're seeing, like they're doing halfway on the moon here. And they're doing it on Earth too at the same time. How NASA's getting away with not showing us this, well, that's another thing that we're going to have to all figure out, because you know, I'm not sure how they're doing it. They keep those cameras pointed down way too much. You know, for all the money that they sucked out of us before they shut down the space program, which doesn't need to be shut down, but they're doing it anyway because they want us to catch a ride with the Russians. And on the old-fashioned rockets, because they want us to believe that they haven't come ahead in technology in the last 40 years other than what that space shuttle is delivering. But most everybody in the UFO community already knows better than that. But anyway, I just really, I wanted to put this filter on to show you the effect and how sunlight is actually carried. Otherwise, you should see a straight beam of light going over the sun, or over top of that moon. And you don't. It's being carried along with dark matter. And these light ships, they space themselves evenly enough so we can see what we can see, and that's it. The stars, as far as I'm concerned, I've just now started looking at them. I'm absolutely convinced that, you know, these people that go out and blow all their money on these $12,000, $13,000 telescopes are just wasting their money. You know, a simple camcorder, and there, he's gone. See, he took off right back towards the sun. The speed of light gone. Now I got another piece of footage coming up here with a little bit heavier of a filter. It's like a double contrast sharpen. You can actually, and I've actually zoomed in as close as I could get. You know, I don't have fancy stabilizing software or anything like that. And frankly, I just don't have the time to do it. But I'm showing you. Okay, so we're getting ready. There we go. Now I doubled the filter, and you can literally see the tornado effect as this thing is getting ready, and it's throwing out, you know, like I say, its own dark matter and multicolored light at the same time. It's like a little tornado is what they're creating. It's just continuous. There, now the filter's undoubled, and it's back to just one single contrast sharpened filter. You can actually see inside this baby. I've noticed from my study of them, and my study of them on the sun, and in the sun, from NASA SOHO photos, you have to get rid of all that green. Get rid of all the green and turn it into an actual X-ray photo. That's what it is. It's an X-ray photo. Okay, and you'll see the same effect. They've actually built a cocoon or a hive all over the sun, and it quite mimics what you're seeing here in many colors. And I've got this footage actually slowed down probably 10 times below normal speed. so you can actually capture and see this effect. I hope you've enjoyed this portion of the video. And there she goes, gone. Yep, they're all lining up with Orion's belt, which pretty soon isn't going to be able to be seen anymore because, well, at least up here in the northern hemisphere, it drops down below. Yep, they're all lining up with Orion's belt, which pretty soon isn't going to be able to be seen anymore because, well, at least up here in the northern hemisphere, it drops down below. Yep, they're all lining up with Orion's belt, which pretty soon isn't going to be able to be seen anymore because, well, at least up here in the northern hemisphere, it drops down below.